Lea Michele is apologizing after her Glee co-star, Samantha Marie Ware, accused her of making her life a, quote, living hell. So Samantha's comments came after Lea tweeted in support of George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement. Since then, there has been a flood of stories online about Lea's bad behavior towards her co-stars. In her apology statement yesterday, Lea said she's about to become a mother and it's all about working on herself, making herself better. Is this apology sufficient?
I'm going to guess that none of us are satisfied with this apology, and some of us might even be like especially annoyed with it, the way that she framed it. And I'm going to look to you to fill that in. But right now, it just makes me wonder what she could have done, if there was any right answer, if there was any way that she could have responded in a meaningful way to start the rehabilitation, if you will, of her image. And it also makes me wonder if she should have said anything, because I don't know about you, but this was not high on my list of priorities this week, of things to stay informed about. Like, well, what's Lea Michele got to say about this? How's she going to respond? I don't care about Lea Michele, and I cared that Samantha called her out, and I thought that was it was surprising and it was very exciting. And I think a lot of people are sort of charged to do that kind of thing, to call out the hypocrisy of friends, family members, and colleagues, and even strangers. But like, I don't think Lea Michele should have chimed in at all. I wonder if she should have just like acted, donated, protested, and put her money and her actions where her mouth was with that stupid tweet she sent out in the first place. Her tweet wasn't stupid, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and yeah, I do. And Samantha agrees. Samantha is the only one that really matters here. I mean, an apology works and is effective if the recipient is okay with it. And so when Lea Michele throws out things like, I don't remember, but if I hurt somebody, I'm sorry it was perceived this way, then this apology, if you can even call it that, is about her. And this isn't about her. It's about Samantha. So Samantha, in an interesting way, took that word perceived, took the first part of it, per, and said, open your purse. If you want to make a difference, to your point, Jess, open your purse and donate to Black causes. That's what you can do instead of trying to make yourself look better in this situation.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Marcy. We have a message from Christina on Twitter. Christina says, I used to like her as an actress, but eventually you get to see people in their true colors, and it's a shame. She should have had a one-on-one conversation with Samantha and apologized to her instead of going directly to the media while worrying about her reputation. So, Marcy, that confirms what you were saying there about what the motivation was. And Lea didn't even name Samantha in her apology. So if you're going to apologize, right, you direct it to specifically the person you're apologizing to. But Jess, you mentioned, like, should we be talking about bigger things? And maybe the takeaway here is how this happened. We have heard over the last few days of many instances of unkind behavior on Lea Michele's part towards her colleagues. And so it sounds like this was a pattern, and it was a pattern reinforced by power. Lea Michele was a star on Glee, probably number one on the call sheet, which means that she was, the prioritized person. And so once again, and as always, it comes back to people of influence and being afraid to challenge power. And listen, I think we've all been there, maybe on both sides of like having power and not having power. I remember at the beginning, right when we were about to launch our show, The Social, we all went out for dinner with the big boss and then our three immediate bosses. And a racist comment was directed towards me during that dinner, and none of us said anything. And I am not saying this now because I'm blaming anyone for not saying anything, including myself. What I'm saying is there were multiple levels of power above me and my co-hosts, and they felt powerless to say something as well. So it speaks to what power is, who gets to have it, and even when you do have some of it, if you don't have enough of it, or if you are in a powerful position but someone is more powerful than you, you are put in a position of not being able to protect the people you want to protect. And so I feel like this, if we want to change all of these Lea Michele stories, we have to really confront power and how we use it and when we're prepared to challenge it. And it's because, you know what, when you are in a position where even people you thought had power can't protect you, it makes you feel even more powerless. And again, this is not about blame. It's about having a conversation about how we can change power structures.
Well, quickly going back to Lea Michele, this is the thing about we're talking about to everybody, allies, doing the work and going deep inside and asking yourself, where does white privilege live in me? What have what do I need to look at in my behavior today and in my behavior yesterday, and atone, face it, challenge it? Why did it take a co-star calling out Lea Michele to issue a non-apology? There should be something. If you're going to do anything, Lea Michele, it's realizing you had a problem in the first place and reaching out to Samantha before any of this came out. That's what work looks like. And yes, everyone's on a different journey. We're all waking up in some slowly, some more quickly. But as Viola Davis said yesterday, as long as we keep our foot on the gas, but the non-apology shows, I think she was clueless and hasn't been doing the work about her own history and her own behavior. And I call on all of us to be doing the same. Challenge who you are today, challenge who you were in the past, and atone for your sins.